Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version to our YouTube channel, so check that out. My name is Vetta, and as always, I am being joined by my brother Matt.
Hi, you guys.
And this month's theme is still voyeurism or peeping toms, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, whatever you
Potato,
prefer.
potato. And
Yeah.
so on today's episode, we are going to be talking about the girl on the train. A train.
Yes.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
All right, but before we get started talking about this movie, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking wine because they drink wine in there, and I really didn't look hard, but I couldn't find a girl on the train cocktail, so I was like, whatever.
I made a blue train.
Nice. Nice. I should, you know what? I need to stop typing in the title of our movies and just putting cocktail at the end of it and actually like think of something else like the I don't even know what to say. Anyways,
Could have
so
found a blunt recipe.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, okay.
All right, so had you seen this before or read the book? Because it is based on a
I
book.
it is. I read the book. This was the first time I had seen the movie.
Same.
Yeah.
So overall, before we dive into it, what did you think
Of the book?
of both?
Well, the book, when I first read it, it was pretty good. I was just like, oh, okay, a little murder mystery, which I'm horrible at. I didn't even guess who the murderer was correctly.
Really?
No, I'm not
Oh,
good at these. I immediately go to the husbands. I'm all like, it was the
well,
husband.
in
I was
real
like,
life, it is always the husband or the boyfriend.
yeah, I just literally just like every time I'm like, it was the husband, Kathleen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when I watched this movie, I was like, oh yeah, shit. It's not the husband. Okay, gosh. I was like, it was like, I forgot, Daddy forgot and everything. So, yeah,
Yeah, I liked the book, and this wasn't too bad. I mean, as always, the book was better, but
right.
you
Yeah,
know,
because Emily Blunt is like they describe the Rachel woman in the book as being like overweight and shit. And I was like, Rachel Blunt is not overweight in this movie.
no,
Like,
she's
yeah.
a hottie patati.
Yeah, which I just want to talk. I don't want to take over anything, but can we talk about Rachel just for two
Oh,
seconds? Rachel's
for
got some
sure.
fucking issues. I just want to say that
Rachel's
right now.
biggest problem is her ex-husband.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like at first when I first saw it, because I had forgotten the book a little bit, but I was like, man, Rachel, get your shit together, honey. Like, and then I
Which
was
is
all like,
exactly what the husband wanted.
yeah, exactly. And then at the end, I was like, Rachel, pick better men. I'm
Yeah,
like, you need to get it together. I'm like, don't pick this psycho down the street or your husband. Come on.
yeah. So in the whole big scheme of things, the little synopsis is
Mhm.
Rachel was married to Todd, is it?
Yes.
Yes, sure. And he leaves her for their realtor,
Tom.
Tom, because she couldn't get pregnant and in vitro was too expensive. So now she has alimony and she rides the train every day into New York. And her roommate thinks she has a job, but she got fired from her job and she's just going into New York doing whatever, living off of her alimony. Um, and her husband's remarried, has a kid, and their nanny ends up dead like the day after she quits her job as their nanny.
Right.
What a cliche.
So cliche, right?
Doing the nanny, I tell you.
Yeah.
So this movie starts and we're on the train with Rachel. And she's
Hmm.
carrying a water bottle. It looks like it's got water in it, but it's really vodka. She's an alcoholic.
Yes, so much vodka. Like I was like, listen, don't get me wrong, I like vodka, but honey, you're drinking vodka straight up. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's not drinking it. She's
Yeah,
guzzling it.
she
Like you
is.
would
Yeah,
really
she
think she's
is.
drinking water with how fast she's fucking drinking this shit.
Right, right.
So we
And she
find out that she became an alcoholic because she can't get pregnant.
right.
And her
Yes.
husband is putting so much emphasis on this.
Right.
So we also find out like when she's on the train, she like stares at her ex-husband's house, but that's not the person that really interests them. It's two
Right.
doors down, Megan
Megan.
and her husband, because Megan
Hmm.
stands out in her robe on the balcony for everyone in the world to see her boobies.
Yes, but I like her
They're
boobies.
nice boobies.
They
I
should have
mean, how
shown her
often do we
boobies
see
though.
ugly boobies? I mean, if they're going to be on camera, they're usually
Exactly.
pretty nice. So
Yeah, I like boobies.
So yeah, I go all these people on the train that are normal commuters, they all know that she's alcoholic,
Right.
you know,
Oh yeah, that scene with the baby and
yeah.
she's like, Gucci, Gucci, Goo. And I was like, honey, like, and then the mom just looks at her and she's just like, yeah, I'm drunk and
Yeah.
everything. I was like, yeah, trust us. We all know.
And the mom gets up and leaves, like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
good
She's,
parenting right there. Good
yeah,
job.
exactly.
So my whole thing is the husband is really, when you think about it in this whole thing, he is really the one her ex-husband, because he's making her out to be the bad guy. Like he tells
Hmm.
his new wife, who he cheated on with, that all these phone calls he's getting are from Rachel. So
Right.
every time she sees Rachel, she's all the time on the defensive and aggressive, you know, and then she plays it up that Rachel is aggressive. And I'm like, well, she had to
Right.
be defensive because you came at her at 1,000 right away because you cheated with her husband and now her husband's telling you all these horrible things about her. So,
Right.
I mean, and is it me or was the Megan girl super young to be being recruited by a art gallery? Like she listed off all of her jobs in her little monologue in her head
Hmm.
thing at the beginning. And she looks super young to have so many jobs and do
I thought the
so many
same
things.
thing, but it's probably just because she's so hot. I
That
mean,
could
and can I just say, Megan is a little bit of a whore.
a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just which I don't like okay, so I understand that she is not,
So did she
interested.
actually sleep with the therapist in the movie?
I
Because
don't think
I don't think
so.
she
I don't
did.
think so. But a small piece of me
Because
is like but she wanted to. She was like
oh,
stroking
she
up on that dick and
totally
everything.
did.
I would not have been able to say no. But she, yeah,
Apparently he has ethics
yes,
and you
exactly.
have not.
Well, I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't have that
That's true.
job to lose. He's got that good cushy job to lose. Also, but like, yeah, I understand that she didn't want like necessarily want a baby, but like she was like, I'm like, oh, you got Luke Evans over here. I would be fucking him every day, honey. I'd be
Well,
like,
there's a reason she doesn't
met
want
your
a baby.
seed.
She had a baby and it died.
Yes, that's true. Cause
So
yeah,
we find out that when she was like 19 years old, her and her boyfriend disappeared from the world and went to a cabin and were living
because her
off the
brother
grid.
died.
Yes, because her
Yeah.
brother died. And
Hmm.
they're living off the grid, and she gets pregnant, and they have a baby. And it's super cold one day, and she runs a hot bath, and her and the baby sit in the bath, but she falls asleep, and the baby drowns.
Hmm.
And the boyfriend leaves her after that. Like she goes to bed one night, wakes up the next morning, and he's gone. And that's when she decided to join society. So she doesn't want to be kids or be a parent because she thinks she's a terrible parent because she let her daughter die.
Right.
Again,
Yeah.
it, I mean, but there's a reason they tell you, you know, safety measures with kiddos. But
Yeah,
anyways,
exactly. Yeah, nobody listens to that shit. Everybody's just all
no,
like, "Oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want," and you're all like, "Honey, you just can't do whatever you want."
no.
So yeah, no, I got that, but I'm just like, why aren't you like, if Luke Evans, I'd be like, implant me, Luke Evans, give me that hot beef injection. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a hottie patati.
Oh, yeah, and Rachel was all like, "I'm here to help you find your wife, but, if you wanna hop in my bed, I'm okay with that."
Yeah, and I love how he's just like, "Ew, you're so gross. What makes you think I'd fuck you? You're a
Yeah.
nasty bitch and everything." And I was like, "What? You know
Yeah,
who you're
like, that's
talking to?"
harsh,
Yeah,
dude.
that's yeah, you're being like hardcore mean for no fucking reason. Calm
Right?
it
Because
down,
she's
bitch.
hot.
Yeah, she is hot.
Even playing a drunk,
Yeah,
she's
well, her
hot.
drunk moments weren't her best, in my opinion. There was,
You woulda still done her,
I don't
don't
know. I
not when she's
did,
drunk, because
yeah,
that
yeah. I
not
like how when she's at the bar with that blonde lady. Which, by the way, was that blonde lady like a complete stranger?
I
Because I was
think
like,
she was.
okay, well, I love
I
how she
think
goes,
they met at the bar because they were sitting at the bar. I
yeah.
think they were both drunk.
Yeah, so I love how she goes into the bathroom, right? And she's all talking and she's like, and when I saw her, I wanted to was smash her fucking face in. I was like, Rachel, yo, little mama, chill. Like you are getting
I like that
angry.
the lady screams into her phone, you, Anna Boyd," which is the name of the new wife,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
she
yeah.
disappears in the stall, and Rachel goes on her long, weird, psychotic monologue, and I'm like, "You know that lady's in there going, 'Okay, I just had a couple drinks with her. We're not really that close. I'm gonna sit in
Right.
here
Right. Yeah,
till she's
and
gone.'"
honey, I don't have any toilet paper in here. I can't move just yet. I have to.
It was fun in the beginning, but, not
Yeah.
so
Honey,
much.
you got serious real fucking quick. I'm good now and everything. Yeah, no, it was that part was that was delicious. Okay, so real quick, I also love how Rachel like she will black out and won't remember anything and then like once she starts to sober up, she's like, "Oh shit, I remember now." and everything cuz she comes home after she has her little tirade, right? And she's got the blood all over her and she
Her
thought maybe
roommate's freaking out.
she's
She's like, "What the
freaking
hell
out. Yeah,
happened?"
she's like, "Don't come into the bathroom." I'm like, you guys need to have a chat. What if you murdered somebody? Murdered
She's like, "I
him."
just fell down."
Yeah, exactly. I'm all like, that doesn't look like a fall. That
Which
doesn't-
this situation causes her to go to AA.
Oh my gosh, which by the way, that I don't know. I've never been to AA. I don't have that kind of a problem. I do. But I just love how she stands up, and I don't know how AA works, but she gives out her whole fucking story right off the bat, and she's like crying and shit, and I was like,
Well, I think the first time you go, it's the, "Hi, my name is so and so. I've been sober for this long." And then you're supposed to give like your how you hit rock bottom
that's
situation.
day one. That's a lot for day one. I mean, I guess.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. I've never been
like
there.
like
But
I'm just saying, like, don't they say like getting up in front of a crowd is like people's number one fear, and then
yeah.
number two is death, and I'm all like, well, this bitch just bypassed both of those because she's just all telling out her stories.
So, and this is where we start to find out that in the past, whenever she had blacked out, her
Mhm.
husband would fill in the blanks and tell her her horrible behavior, which we
Yeah.
eventually find out he lied. He completely lies because, okay, so now after that night, we find out that Megan's missing.
Right. Right.
And of course, they think it was the husband. But she goes to the husband and says, "The day before she dies, I seen her with this guy kissing on the balcony," which they weren't kissing, they were just embracing because it was the therapist. Well,
Right.
then the therapist is like, "Well, I have patient confidentiality, but I'm going to spew everything she's ever told me because she's in danger." So
Right.
again, they're looking at the husband again. And the husband thinks that Rachel's an artist that has worked with his wife at galleries before.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, she inserts herself, and anyone who knows the true crime world knows the murderer inserts themselves into the investigation. And she does because she had no fucking
Yeah.
reason to be involved in this other than the fact she was
Exactly.
seen in the neighborhood. You know what my excuse would be was I got drunk and I gave the wrong address to the Uber, and then I couldn't get another Uber, so I had to walk.
Right, exactly. I think anything would have been better
Yeah.
than
Like, she had a like, for all the neighbors to be like, "Oh, I saw a crazy Rachel," because that's what the husband's told everybody is that she's
exactly,
bananas.
exactly. Yeah, and I love how Phoebe shows up.
Oh, I love
Um,
Phoebe.
yeah, and she's like,
'Cause they
"Hey,
run into each
Phoebe."
other on a train.
Yeah, and Phoebe is his ex-boss's wife,
What?
and she has this memory of her with the deviled eggs, which let me just tell you right now, I wish that the deviled eggs where she's like throwing the deviled eggs everywhere, I wish that was true because I was like, "This is a good story, honey. I'm sorry. This is just a good
This
story."
is the fill in the blank that the husband gave her,
Yeah,
and then he
exactly.
told her that he lost his job because
Because
of
of
that
her, yeah,
incident.
which was a
Yeah,
dick move, but at the same time, I'm all like, that deviled egg story was so good. I was like, I wish that was true.
so good.
So good.
So good. But
So
then
then
Phoebe tells her the truth,
the
that all
truth,
she
yeah.
did was say she had a tummy ache and went and fell asleep in the guest room, and then her husband took her home. And then a few days later, he was fired because he couldn't keep his dick out of everyone in the office.
Yeah. Which I'm all
So
like, man.
yeah,
I'm
so
like,
that's where
yeah, like how many people was he fucking though? I'm just
how many
I
sexual
get
harassment lawsuits were they getting?
yeah, exactly. Like I get if you're like maybe one person, like you're there late one night, you get the emotions or whatever. But I'm all like, how many were you fucking dude that you have there's a problem with you?
Yeah.
Like
For
so many,
sure.
for sure.
That
Okay.
you lost your job over it. So
Yeah.
after that, she starts to kind of really try to think about things and she realizes that all these situations weren't as bad. Like her husband lied to her.
Yeah, he lied to her and everything, which I'm all like, man, I'm like, don't get me wrong, like I get angry, but I'm like, this motherfucker's angry.
And
Like
this whole
he's
time, his current wife thinks that he has something going, like him and Rachel are reconnecting or something because she's trying to figure out his password.
right,
She's going through his phone,
right.
all kinds of shit,
Yeah.
which that's
Which
never good. If your relationship gets to that point,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Which by
like,
the way, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you want to see my phone? That's all. I'm all the time like,
Yeah.
I need to get this to work. I hand my phone off all
Yeah,
the
I don't
time.
even have
Nope,
a
I don't
password
either.
on my phone. And like my computers have a password, but I think it's because I did it because the computer wouldn't let me set up my computer
Yeah,
without a
they don't
password.
let you because
So it's like, but my wife knows all my
yeah,
passwords. I'm all like, if you have to keep if your spouse does not know your passwords, that's an issue. You're
yeah.
hiding something right off
Or
the
if
bat.
they like take their phone whenever they leave the room, I, I'm always like, oh my God, look at this cute puppy. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Look at the
Right,
dog.
exactly, exactly. Don't look at the porn websites that I look at. Anyway, so
Oh no, see, that's exactly. I'm like, look at that. Do you think we can do that?
no, see, but yeah, no, yeah, I love how when Megan quits being a nanny and Rachel, not Rachel, what's the other lady's name?
And
Anne, she gets like annoyed with her and she's like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm starting my new job tomorrow. And she's all like, I'm out all day tomorrow. And she's like, you don't understand. I have to go to the farmer's market.
she's like, you don't have, yeah,
I have to find the yams. I have to squish those yams and shit. And I'm all like, honey, I'm all like, you can take your kid with you to a farmer's market.
but
I
I
get,
take it she's not super parental either because in that one episode where they quote unquote say that Rachel was trying to kidnap the baby, which we find out later was not what was going on, she's asleep on the couch. And Rachel
yeah.
walks right in the house and can hold and pick up the baby, and the lady never even notices.
Right.
That's a
Yeah. Yeah.
big
Yeah.
no-no as a parent.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm getting the sense that a lot of people in this movie are just not the best. They're kind of
People
neglectful
ever,
parents, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because they're just really like, honey, that's neglect, just so you know.
yeah.
Okay, so can we talk about when Rachel goes over to their house to confront Tom on
Oh,
his
yeah, after she's got
shenanigans?
all of her memories back about the night, Megan
Yes,
went missing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and she just walks on in.
Did she? I thought maybe she did. I can't
Well,
remember.
she meets her in the backyard,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because you're right. Oh no, I take it back. Yeah, you're right. She meets her in the backyard because she's all like, I'm not gonna move here, I'm just gonna stay here. And then she's like, we need to talk about Tom. He's a fucking psycho and everything. And
and
she's
then
like,
Tom comes out and, like, grabs her and, like, pulls her into the house or some shit. He gets very abusive, which in her flashbacks of real life, we find out he's, very abusive to her,
yeah, he
or
is.
was to her when they were married.
Yeah, and she's trying to talk to Anna. And
Yeah.
then I love well, I don't love how, but she's all like she sits down at the counter and he pours her, he's like, let me pour you a glass of out. And she's like, I'm not drinking today, or whatever she says. I
I'm
can't
not
remember.
drinking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's just like, I said, drink this, and just throws it in her face.
Throws
And I
it
was
in
like,
her
I just
face.
want to be like, Tom, rude. Okay, don't be rude, Tom. Don't
And
be a
what a waste.
yeah, what a waste. Yeah. But I have to just admit, like, if he would have splashed it with somebody like, it's so good. So good. Mm.
I said take a drink.
Yeah. I just be like, is
Can you
that
pour me another?
yeah, I was like, I just like, is that kettle one? Thank you. So
Mm.
and then when she comes out with the truth, he just smashes her face
With the
um
glass.
with the glass in front of his wife. Like she's
And
gonna go to
baby.
yeah, like she's gonna go to court and be like, he did not murder her, officer. You like, I'm just like, no, what is she supposed to do now? She has to tell them that you killed her. And so he's pretty much like prepared because she has figured out, right, that he killed Megan.
Yeah.
Like he was
And that
having an
he was a
affair.
serial cheater
Yeah,
and that he's been lying and manipulating her for years.
yeah, and he killed her because she wouldn't get an abortion because he got her
Oh,
pregnant.
that's right.
Yeah.
Which her husband didn't find out she was pregnant until the police told her. And that's all he wanted was for his wife to have their baby.
Yeah, but it wasn't his baby. It was Tom's
And it
baby
wasn't
because
the therapist because she didn't sleep with the therapist.
yeah, but she
And
wanted to.
Tom wouldn't leave his current wife because they had their daughter, Evie.
Evie,
Yeah.
yeah, Evie.
And
Um,
so Rachel, when he's hitting her, grabs the corkscrew, the wine corkscrew,
yeah.
and pockets it,
Mm-hmm.
but opens it up kind of like, you know, girls, when you go to your car in a dark parking lot, you
Yep,
pick a
and
key in between.
yep.
She kind of does
Like
that.
yeah, like Wolverine claws.
Yeah, like your key's really gonna, you're gonna hurt or punch someone hard enough to break the skin with your key.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
she does that, and he runs out to attack her. She turns and jabs it into his throat, and she hits the
yeah.
carotid artery because he's bleeding and
It's
down
like
in like
gushing. It's a
2 seconds.
gusher.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And then his wife comes running out, and you think that she's just going to be livid, but no, she gets there and she's turning the corkscrew in further, like to make sure he dies. And then the police
Yeah.
arrive because Emily Blunt, Rachel, during this whole thing has dialed 911.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then it moves them down to the police station, and they give the exact same story where they're both like, he was going to kill me. Yeah, he was going to kill her. She
Yeah, it's
didn't have
like
a choice. I
yeah, Rachel
didn't have a
didn't have a
choice.
choice. She did not have a
Oh,
choice.
and who is the lead detective on this case?
Um, what's her face? I'm trying to think
Oh
off the top.
my
I
God.
what is her name? Do not say it. I can think. I think. Allison Janney. Allison
Thank
Janney.
you.
I
Oh
love
my
her so much.
God.
It just took me a hot minute because I was like, what is her name? Yeah, love Allison Janney. She's great.
Oh,
She's great.
she's through this whole movie. She's like, I'm not buying what any of you fuckers are selling.
Exactly right. She's like, yeah, you guys are all full of shit. A big
Yeah.
bag of shit and everything.
Be a whole lot easier if you just be straight with me. I could do my job, but you're all a bunch of fucking liars.
Right.
So yeah, in the whole big scheme of things, she ends up eventually, she gets off and nobody's convicted of the husband's murder because it was
Hmm.
self-defense.
Right.
And then it shows her on the train, but instead of facing backwards on the train and looking all the things in the past, she's now facing forward and looking at the future. And it ends. Bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum.
Bum bum bum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, what did you think overall? Did you
I
like it?
mean,
Would you recommend it?
I overall, it was okay. I mean, you don't need to watch. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you don't need to watch this movie. I hadn't watched it. I mean, I read the book and then I did not feel compelled to watch the movie.
Yeah,
So,
that's my whole thing is if you're a reader, read the book and then you don't
yeah.
have to see the movie. If you're not a reader, watch the movie and then you don't have to read the book.
Yeah.
The whole legits is still kind of the same, and they do get the key points from the book
Yeah, the
into
key
the
is the
movie.
key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else you would like to add?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pods to stay updated and listen to all of or listen. You don't listen on Twitter or X, whatever. You read all of our fun facts and interesting things that we put out there. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts, whatever, please give us a 5-star review and a lovely review would be great.
It would be.
Yeah, we will also be posting this on our YouTube channel, so you can
Hmm.
check us out at YouTube BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And in the notes, just drop us a little, hey guys,
Hmm.
whatever. Love your drinks, love your smile, whatever. Just a
Yeah.
little hey. Also, guys, we started a Patreon.
Hmm.
And if you love what we do here, hop on over there. The link's in the description
Do it.
below. We have a bunch of different levels. Um, it really just helps support what we're doing here and over there. in our After Hours podcast, we do franchises. We've done the Bring It On series, which is now on our YouTube regular
Mhm.
feed. So you can check that out if you want to sample what we do on the Patreon.
Mhm.
We've done Scream, Jurassic Park, Sex in the Cities, um, Twilight, and some others. So
Yep.
you can go and check that out. And we can't wait to see you there. And most of all, guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, guys.
Bye.